talk about how God is not your landlord.
So we all, we've had landlords. We know what they are. We know who they are. They're people. But every day you go through it, you don't think, oh, what's my landlord up to today? What's my landlord thinking I'm doing today? You know that they're there, but other than that, you don't really seem to mind when things are going good. Mm-hmm. When things start going bad, then you start creating a list of grievances and complaints about, hey, this isn't going right. That's not going the way it's supposed to be. This isn't it. We do the same with God.
Yeah.
When things are going good, so many people don't think about them, and when things start going bad, then it's like, here's my here's my list of grievances, help,
Look at all of these things you've put on top of me.
Yes.
Or you failed me.
Yes, exactly right.
My life was going great.
Yeah.
And now look what you've done.
Right. So often we'll just be like, oh, well, every day, he's there, you should talk to him, not only when it's a good day or a bad day, but on every day. Mm-hmm. So many people only go to God when it is a bad day.
Exactly. And we should be going to him all the time. And the
Absolutely.
more that you go to him, the more that you gain that connection. You grow in your faith builds, you know, and that way it's not just like you're only reserving it for the bad times. You should be, talking to him all the time.
When you bring that list of grievances to your landlord, you expect him to fix it.
Yeah.
Like they're supposed to be fixed, and he's gonna come fix the stuff up, whatever it may be, and you're like, okay, well, when's the time frame?
Right.
It doesn't work that way with God. You're not going to go up there with your list of stuff and be like, this is the problem, A through Z, 1 through 25 or 26, and I would like you to fix them, I don't know, let's say Monday next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also, too, is we go through life and we make choices and we make mistakes, and we don't take ownership of that.
Yeah.
So we blame, why is God allowing this to happen? Or if there's a death or a horrible accident. Well, it's not like he allowed it. It wasn't like he was like, oh, today, this person's gonna get, in a car accident or something's gonna happen. It's like it just happens. Life just happens. You know. But we always blame. That's the first person we blame is God. Or why did this happen? Or how did God let this happen? Well, how did you let it happen?
Yeah.
Maybe you made the bad mistake. Maybe you stayed in a relationship you shouldn't have been. Maybe you shouldn't have done that before you made this decision to do your next step. But we always like to blame. We never take self-ownership for what we do, and it's easier to blame others even if it's not God. But sometimes we need to look and reflect on ourselves of why did this happen, and maybe if I would have changed something, I wouldn't be just going to God all the time asking for my prayers to be answered when they're not being answered because I'm still not changing my behavior.
So how often do let's say you're going on a walk, you decided to go on that walk, and let's say you started to stumble, right? Mm-hmm. But it's your decision to start the walk. So how often do we start to, our own downfall that will inevitably lead to us getting into a situation, but we started this the series of events that led us there.
Yeah.
That's all enough. Sometimes stuff happens, but a lot of times we could have done things to prevent a certain outcome or helped a certain thing or whatever it may be, but it is very easy to instantly be like, oh, you know what, this didn't go the way I wanted today. What happened, God?
Right.
And it's always when things are going bad that people go to God, and it shouldn't be that way. It should always be, just talk to him.
Yeah.
It's a conversation. It is not a landlord. It's not here is my list of grievances. Please fix all of this.
Nor should it be where you should be grateful.
Yeah.
So you should be grateful that you had a great day, or that you got a raise, or that something good fell into your lap. We should be grateful for that. We should be thankful all the time.
Yeah.
Because you build a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And that's where we need to stop treating him like a landlord.
Yeah.
And treat him more like our Heavenly Father, that we have a relationship with.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, hey, could you just take care of this now? Because it sucks.
Yeah.
And so often I feel like humans cause human problems.
Yeah.
God doesn't do that to you. He's there to help you through it, but you have to allow him to be with you.
Yeah.
You have to lean on him for it.
Yeah.
You have to work with him.
Absolutely.
And also, the problem is too, is when we do ask, he may not do it in the time frame you're looking for, like you said, or it may not be the way you're looking for it.
Yep.
Exactly.
So then you think your prayers aren't being answered, or he's not listening. Well, he is. Maybe it's just what you're looking for isn't in your best interest because it's just for the ego.
Yes,
I mean?
exactly.
You normally have what you need.
Yep.
You may not have what you want, But generally, he works it so you have
Yes.
what you need.
Absolutely.
And whatever you have, somebody else is dying to have as well.
Yep.
You know, like you may not have the car you want, but somebody else is walking.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
so they
exactly
would love
right.
to have
Yeah.
your car.
Yeah.
You know, so you should be happy with what you have. And I'm not saying don't have luxuries or don't have money in the bank. I'm saying be happy with what you have.
Yeah.
And when you put it out there, you know, when you say, okay, God, it's up to you now. I can't, you know, do anything else. Take it for whatever it is, however he gives it to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be, oh, you won the lottery.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You know, we all play the lottery.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
great. That's not how it's going to come.
Yeah.
You know, it may come where, you know, you got a gift that you weren't expecting, or, you know, you had something of value that maybe escalated in, you know, price and you could sell. You know,
Yeah.
you still have to sacrifice. He's not
Yes.
going to just give you all of this stuff.
Absolutely.
Because then you never learn any lessons.
Yeah.
You don't learn to be a better person. You don't learn that what it was like to struggle and to grow.
Yeah, it's all such an important lesson is, you know, they say always speak to him, good or bad. And I feel like when you get that promotion, or let's say you win the lottery, I would like to see, you know, how many people would sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, let me, other than when they initially won, let me give thanks to God, and let me be grateful every day that I had it. No, they're like, you know what, I can actually have enough power on my own to do what I want, and they're not even going to think about it anymore. They're going to go off, do their thing, spend their money, and only when something goes wrong or they lose all the money like that, like, oh,
Which happens.
God, how could this have happened to me? And then they start asking, well, how could this have happened? And he's like, you haven't even been here talking.
Yeah.
You know, you weren't even trying to communicate
You were
with me.
self-serving.
Yeah, exactly right.
Instead of actually like trying to serve God.
Yep.
You were just serving yourself.
Yes.
And that has no longevity.
Yeah.
You know. And to add to your point, maybe what you're praying for, what you're asking God for, is only going to perpetuate the situation that you're in.
Yep.
And that's what's not in your best interest. So
Yes.
maybe you're praying to get out of a situation. Well, maybe you don't know how that's supposed to play out. But I think it's important to not focus on the how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
But putting faith and trust that He will make it sure it works. You just have to believe and trust Him to do it.
Yeah.
And stay open to it. You know, don't try to stay stuck in your, you know, rational thinking, like it can only happen this way. It's God.
Yeah.
God can do anything. Anything is literally possible with God.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always supposed to pray for the endurance, you know, for the strength to endure, rather than just the end. So instead of bringing the list and being like, I need this fixed, well, you know, it's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, that's a big list you got there. God doesn't work on your time frame. He has a set plan, and you may have to learn the lessons from A to Z for those things to be fixed. You know?
Right.
But you have to go through that process, and you have to, it's not just like, here it is, fix it for me right now.
Right.
God doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
You know, He wants a relationship. You know, He wants to talk to you. When you pray, He listens, but He's not going to just fix all your problems instantly because you decided to come back when things are bad.
It's done in His time.
Exactly.
Which is the perfect time.
Yeah.
But you also have to trust, like you're saying, and then
Yep.
just release it to
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, it may not come right now,
Mhm.
but
Yep.
it'll come when you need it.
Yep.
You know, He'll make sure that you're taken care of.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He will give you everything you need.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you may want this or want that, but you're going to have what you need and you're going to be okay. But like I said, you can't just bring the list and fix it.
And forgive me, I don't have the verse like off the top of my head, but you know, there is that whole verse that talks about, you know, well, God provides for the birds. They have,
Yes.
you know, shelter, they have food. Would He not take care of you as well?
Yeah.
You know, so thinking of it in that terms, you don't have to overwhelm yourself with all of this stuff that has to happen.
They flock around, they go from left to right, north to south, they move with the weather, those types of things. So they don't have like a stable, you know, like humans do home.
Right.
You know, but He takes care of them. They have the food they need. They have what they need to, you know, continue to thrive. And there's the birds.
Yeah.
And so we have, you know, the Holy Spirit in us, so we are more valued than birds.
Right.
And so because He takes care of the birds and everything else, He will take care of you.
Yeah. So you don't need to be afraid to have a relationship. you
Yeah.
know?
Or release everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Just actually communicate with Him on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Instead of just when things are going bad and you need your faucet repaired, your door repaired. And
Yeah, because all these bad things happen. Let me ask God for help now, and then once He fixes them, turn around and do the same thing again.
Right.
It's not supposed to be a constant like, oh, well, something bad, back to Him. Something bad, back to Him. When good, go away, back to Him.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
it is not how it's supposed to be.
No. And just like, you know, Jesus doesn't, walk in and out of your life every time something you're doing good or bad.
Yes.
You shouldn't walk in and out of a relationship with him every time something's going bad for you.
That's what we learned from not treating God like your landlord.
Yeah.
He is not your landlord. He doesn't work the same. Stop treating him the same.
Exactly.
He wants to have a relationship. He wants to love you. Talk to him. Don't just sit there and give him a list of your complaints and your grievances and expect him to fix it by Monday, anywhere between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. That's normally the times
And your way.
Yes, exactly right. Just remember that. Have a conversation. He loves you. He listens to the prayers. Make sure you're talking to him always, not just when it's, bad, or talk to him when it's good and when it's bad.
Yes, and believe and trust.
Absolutely. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out the link down below to the church. So much to see, so much to learn. Check it out, guys. Give it a click. I'll give you a second. Go down there right now. There you go. Click it. There you go. Below that, you'll find a GoFundMe. We have, for our first responders, they do life and death decisions and scenarios every single day. Things that so many of us can't even imagine. So make sure you check that out. Give what you can to them. They earned it and they deserve it. Thank you for checking us out. And have a blessed day, guys.